In this lecture, we are going to take another security measure in our Express application where we are going to implement rate limiting to avoid attacks like denial of service attack and brute force attack. So in the very first lecture of this section, we briefly talked about denial of service attack and brute force attack, and we also talked about the solutions we can use to prevent them. So let's recap what we have learned about these type of attacks before we implement rate limiting in our application. And let's start with brute force attack. So in this type of attack, an attacker tries to guess a password by trying millions and millions of random passwords until he finds the correct one. And these attacks are typically automated and it can target login forms, API endpoints, or authentication mechanism. Basically, using this type of attack, the attacker tries to get the correct credential which he can use in order to access the application by posing to be an authenticated user. Now, one way to prevent this type of attack is to make login requests really slow. And in our application, we are already doing that. So the bcrypt library which we are using in order to generate the access token, there we have specified a cost. So we have learned that higher the cost while generating the JWT, more time it will take to generate the access token. Then we can also address brute force attack by implementing rate limiting in our application. So we are going to implement rate limiting in this lecture and we will learn what do we mean by rate limiting in a bit. And another solution would be to implement maximum login attempts in a given time interval. For example, we can implement a functionality that after 3 failed in attempts, the user will have to wait for 1 hour until he can try to log in again to our application. So these are the 3 solutions in order to address brute force attack. Then we also have another type of attack which is denial of service attack. Denial of service attack is a type of cyber attack where the attacker attempts to make a web application or a server unavailable to the real users by overwhelming the server application with too many requests or resource consumption. The main goal of this attack is to disrupt normal operations, causing slowdowns, crashes, or complete unavailability of the application. Now, again, one solution in order to address denial of service attack is to implement rate limiting. So when we implement rate limiting, it can address brute force attack as well as denial of service attack. Then we can also address denial of service attack by limiting the amount of data that can be sent in the request body in a patch or post request. And we can also address this type of attack by avoiding using a so-called evil regular expression in our code. So an evil regular expression is a poorly designed regular expression that takes an exponential amount of time to run for non-matching inputs. And this leads to performance degradation or even application crashes. And these evil regular expressions can be exploited to bring the entire application down. Okay, so to address brute force attack as well as denial of service attack, the common solution which we can use is to implement rate limiting in our Express app. So what is rate limiting? Rate limiting is a protective mechanism that controls how many requests a client can make to your server within a given time window. And the primary goal of rate limiting is to protect your API and server resources from abuse like accidental overloads and certain security attacks like brute force and denial of service attack. By implementing rate limiting, we restrict the same IP address from making too many requests to the application server in a given period of time. Now, to implement rate limiting in our Express app, we are going to use a third-party package which is specially designed for Express apps. So we are going to install it from npm and we are going to use it in our Express app. For that, let's go to VS Code and here let me close this authcontroller.js file and let's go to app.js file. And here, let me also go ahead and let me open VS Code built-in terminal. And here I'm going to select command prompt. Okay, so here we are going to install a package called Express Rate Limit. And to install it, we are going to install it from npm. So let's say npm install and the package name is express-rate-limit. Let's press enter. So it is installing that package and the package has been installed. Second, we are going to require that package in app.js file. So at the top, let's create a variable. Let's simply call it as rate limit. So you can call this variable anything. And to this, I'm going to assign the function which will be returned by the rate limit package which we have just installed. So first we are going to require that package using this require function. The name of the package is express rate limit. And here, when we are requiring it, what it is going to return us is, it is going to return us a function. So that function will be assigned to this rate limit variable. Now we want to use the rate limiting middleware. So when we are going to call this function, which is assigned to this rate limit variable, it is going to return us a middleware. And that middleware is rate limiting middleware. So what we are going to do is, after we have created our Express app, after that, I'm going to use that middleware. So here we will use app.use. Here, the first argument will be the path to which we want to apply the rate limiting. So here I want to apply the rate limiting to all the routes in my Express app which starts with /API. Okay, so all the routes which starts with /API, I want to apply rate limiting on that. And as the second argument, we need to pass the rate limiting middleware. And we are going to get the rate limiting middleware by calling the function assigned to this rate limit variable. So here I'm going to pass that and I'm going to call it. So when I'm calling the function, it is going to return us the rate limiting middleware. Now, while calling this function, we also need to specify, we need to pass an argument here actually, and that argument is going to be an options object. And in that options object, we need to specify some options. For example, what is the maximum number of attempts we are going to allow in a given window? Here, I can say 100. So I'm going to allow maximum 100 attempts within a given time frame. And to specify the time frame, we have another option which is window ms. Okay, so here M will be in uppercase, window ms. And to this, we need to assign a time interval in milliseconds. Now, what I want is, I want to allow 100 attempts in 1 hour. If the user tries to attempt, let's say, 1000 requests in an hour or 101 requests in an hour, I don't want to allow that. So only 100 requests will be allowed from the same IP address within an hour. And to specify 1 hour time interval in milliseconds, so in 1 hour we have 60 minutes, in each minute we have 60 seconds, and in each second we have 1000 milliseconds. So whatever value this expression is going to return us, it will be time in milliseconds. So we are specifying the time in milliseconds for 1 hour. So here we are basically saying that in an hour, I'm going to allow maximum 100 requests from the same IP address, not more than that. Okay, then we can also specify a message if the number of attempts has exceeded in a given time frame. And here I'm going to specify a message where I'll say we have received too many requests from this IP. Please try again after an hour. Okay, and this should be it. Let me save the changes here. So what this rate limiting middleware is going to do is, again, this rate limit function, it is going to return us a middleware where these options will be set. So what that middleware will do is, it will count the number of requests coming from the same IP address. And if there are too many requests, if the number of requests has exceeded the maximum allowed requests, in that case, this middleware, this rate limiting middleware, it is going to block any incoming request from that IP address. Now, in order to test this, what I'm going to do is, for now, I'm going to set this maximum allowed request to 3. Okay, so that we can test it. So I'm saying that in an hour, maximum, I'm going to allow 3 requests coming from the same IP address. So let's save the changes here and let's go to the Postman, and there, let me save this request and let me close it. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to open this get all hotels request. Okay. And here if I send the request, we have received the response. So we have tried one attempt. And also if I go to headers, you will notice that that middleware has added few extra headers to the response. So you will see that we have this X rate limit header. So basically this header tells what is the maximum number of attempts allowed. It is 3. Then this X rate limit remaining. This header tells what is the remaining number of attempts. So since we have already make one request, now the remaining request is 2. And then we have this third header, which is again added by the rate limiting middleware. And this is X rate limit reset. This header tells when this rate limiting options will be reset. So here we have specified that we are going to allow maximum 3 attempts within an hour. So after 1 hour, again, all these options will be reset to its default value. So when that will reset, that is what this header specifies. Okay. Now if I make another request, so now we have used 2 attempts and now only 1 attempt is remaining. So that means I can now make one more request from the same IP address. So remember that this postman is running in my local. So here the IP address from where we are making the request is the IP address of this machine. And from this IP and from this machine, we have already made 2 requests. If I made the third request, this time also we will get a success response. But now, so here you can see we have received the 6 documents in the response. But now if I try to send the request, this time we should get this error. And it says we have received too many requests from this IP. And if you see the response code, it is 429, which says too many requests. So in this way, we have implemented rate limiting in our Express app using this rate limiting middleware, this Express rate limit package, which returns us a function. And when we call that function, it returns us a rate limiting middleware. And there we have set some options like what is the maximum number of attempts allowed within a given time window. And if that number of attempts is exceeded within that time window, what should be the error message? So here I'm going to set the number of attempts as 100, or maybe I'll set it to 1000. So I'm going to allow 1000 requests from the same IP address within 1 hour time window. Let's save the changes. Now, one thing you need to remember here is if I go ahead and if I restart this Node app, so for example, if I stop this process, which is running in the background and which is running our Express app, if I stop this process and start it again, then you see here the defaults have been set. So limit is 3 and the remaining attempts here is 0. But as soon as I restart the application, it will be reset. All these values will be reset. So this is one important thing which you need to understand. Let me actually show you that. So if I go ahead and if I stop the process and if I restart the process, so I have restarted the application. And now if I go to Postman, from this, we know that if we send the request, then in that case, it should not send us a proper response. It should give us this error message, which we are seeing right now, because 1 hour has not passed yet. But since we have restarted our application, that means all these values are again reset. So I can send the request again. You see, the values were reset. So now the maximum rate limit is set to 1000 and the remaining is 999. So as soon as the application starts, here these default values will be reset. I hope you got the point. All right, so in this lecture, we learned how to implement rate limiting in an Express application, and you saw how easy it is. And we also learned that by implementing rate limiting in our Express app, we prevent attacks like denial of service attack and brute force attack. So this is all from this lecture. If you have any questions from this lecture, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.